Hi guys, I hope you well. And earlier this year I wrote a book. Yes, this book is called A Practical Guide for Praise and Worship Leaders. By praise and worship leaders, I only referred to those people who are into the music ministry, like Macheche Skwedu, every member of the praise and worship team, as you put it, or as you may put it. So today I just felt like I should do this video and share with you the chapters that I've written in this book, and hopefully it's gonna help you. On chapter 1, I mention about the physicality of ministry, or the physicality of ministration. Of late, I've realized that a lot of our churches, we may not consider this as important, but let me put it this way: it's very, very difficult for you to perform. It's very, very difficult for you to minister on a high level if you are sick. Yes, like it or not, worshiping God when you're not okay, worshiping God when you're not physically well or mentally well, it's really, really, really troublesome, and to some it's a no. Yes, so on this chapter I'm talking about doing my exercises, eating what's healthy. And you know, Kuti Patno Imba, especially most of the upbeat songs, like the praise songs, the joyful songs, as would want to call them, most of them, they require a lot of energy, they require a lot of power. And if you are fit, Paul even says exercises profiteth a little, like to the body, of course. So it does, and you really need to be physically fit for you to be able to dance, for you to be able to jump, for you to be able even to smile when it's required for you to be smiling. And if you're okay mentally, like I've said, you can then minister well. Number 2, I talked about appearance and boldness. Of late, I've realized that a lot of praise and worship team groups, or teams rather, we sometimes lack the boldness, we sometimes lack the confidence, sometimes we lack that accountability of knowing, you know what, I'm doing this. And it's very much important for us as praise and worship leaders to be very bold, to be confident. I remember as I was growing up, probably I was still grade 5, grade 6, thereabout, I used to be very, very shy, like to be standing before people. So I had this trick. I told myself each and every time that I'm standing before people, in church medu, there was a big clock just pamsoro pe dorangari mashure. So I would then stare at that clock as I was singing, as I was speaking, as I was talking to people. I would stare at that clock for the longest time until I'm done with my presentation. So by doing so, I realized I was gaining confidence day by day. Then as I was growing older, I had a second trick. So by this trick, if I'm standing before people, I'm seeing people seated there, I'll just pretend as if I'm talking to 3-year-olds and I pretend that I'm talking to 4-year-olds. And by so doing, I gained my confidence and I gained my boldness. So yes, let's encourage our teams, guys, to be bold and to be confident as we will be ministering. Point number 3, I talked about judging a book by its cover. Yes, I know it's said you don't judge a book by its cover, but when it comes to administration, it's a bit of a lie. Yes, let me put it this way: people will always judge what they see. Yes, as much as you want to be spiritual, as much as you say people, they look at the heart, blah 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 blah. People, they always appreciate what they see, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of worship teams, we have mastered that when it comes to a presentation, when it comes to looking good and smelling good. That's the way to go, and please, let's continue doing that. Number 4, I mentioned about stage presence. Yes, managing on stage presence, I realized it, I think it was as I was growing. At some point back in Gweru, I was part of the praise and worship team there. Then this lady came to me soon after the service, and she said, you know what, I like the way that you clap your hands. I like the way that you clap your hands while smiling. Then I realized that it is the small things that we do as members that matters most, especially to the people who be looking at us. When it comes to dancing, if you dance with others, when it comes to choreography, if your choreographer is on point, that alone can make your team better, and that alone can influence someone, can impact someone's life. So us as worship team members, let's also try to master this at our respective teams. Point number 5, I mentioned about song selection. Yes, I think this is one of the things that a lot of musicians, a lot of music ministers in our churches, we kind of like ignore, or probably we don't really know how important it is for us to select songs well. Each and every song that you select, it must be relevant to a certain time, probably in a church service. For instance, it's time for alms and offering, giving. Probably it's time for dedication, like children's dedication. It's time for baptism. There is a song which is specific for that. Then on that same point, I also mentioned about lyrical content. A lot of praise and worship team leaders, for instance, there are a lot of people who think that they really know their hymns, such that they ignore reading the hymn book, even to the songs that they just think like, I know the song. And by the end of the day, you'll be singing a song wrongly. I remember talking to some guys in GT. There's this song that we really abuse, like then a lot of people say achaita kuda kwake. The hymn book doesn't say achaita, it says ndichaita kuda kwake, then iye ondipa sororo. So those are the things that we need to be careful about, especially pakuimba zvinhu zvesiriizvo. Guys, let's buy my books, let's sing what we know. Number 6, flow with the church. Yes, you need to flow with the church, guys. Like, I've always given this example of driving a manual car. You drive from gear number 1, gear number 2, gear number 3, gear number 4, gear number 5, and some gear number 6. Some, yes, gear number 6, like I've said. But I've realized that we have this problem whereby tinochoka vanhu, like uri kuimba ma soft slow beat songs, then all of a sudden you engage to very fast song, you choke the church. Music must flow, engage from point 1, probably it's a slow song, you go to mid tempo, then you're now on your upbeat joyous or joyful songs. That alone will make the service flow, and people will also feel the presence of God as they'll be flowing with you as a team. Number 6, this one, guys, it's important. I've realized that a lot of our teams, we don't want to introduce new songs. We are singing old songs. There's nothing wrong with us singing those old songs. Like, I'm not going to mention names, but the songs that we're singing 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and some of those songs our fathers were even singing them as they were boys, and our mothers as they were girls. But I feel like there is a serious gap when it comes to compositions of new songs. David says, is come to the Lord, like sing a new song for the Lord each and every morning. Why was David saying that? For each and every experience David had, yet to come up with a song. What that only means is, even us as worship team leaders, our daily experiences as we go to work, as we go to school, as we interact with our families, that's where we need to come up with new songs. And if you can see some of the songs that we sing even today, I'm not saying good as relevant or whatever, but they were specifically made for specific experiences. Yes, some of the songs that we sing, it's someone probably who was depressed and he introduced that song of probably what the Lord had done to him or to her. And today we are still living in someone else's revelation. Why not introduce new songs, guys? So I would want to encourage our teams to come up with new songs and make sure our souls are uplifted. Last but not least, I mentioned about band coordination. Yes, yeah, we have problems like in some churches whereby worship team members, like the singers, the choral teams, they kind of like don't want to engage with the band, especially before you come up with a song. So the best thing that you can do is, before you sing your song, I don't know how you do it at your own church, but before you sing your song, make sure that the band is at least aware of the song that you want to sing. Don't hit people with surprises like Matomira Bamberi Pewa, and then you just come up with a song. Probably you didn't come for a yes or yesterday, then you just come up with a new song and the band is even surprised. Number one. Number two, it is very important for you to know the range of keys, at least the range of keys that you sing. I've deliberately said the range of keys. Yeah, I've heard a lot of worship leaders saying you have a key that you sing, you own an F sharp, you own an E, you own an D. Yeah, it may be true, but to me, I feel like it's not true per se. Why am I saying this? Sometimes you sing wabva kumboji kasadza, and it's different when you sing when you're fasting. Sometimes you sing a very, like I've said, DJ for song which is upbeat. You may sing a different key when you're using probably a slower worship song. So I would then encourage us as worship teams, let's just come up with a range of songs that we sing, of keys that we sing, rather, not than coming up with specific keys. Good, where you sing F sharp, guys. Let's try to be comfortable with almost all keys. Yes, if the key is high, let's try to sing with low octaves. If the key is low, let's try to sing rather with high octaves. So yeah, guys, I hope you've learned a thing or two, and please, if you haven't yet subscribed, let's do so. Please do leave a like button, and if possible, just share the link with others, and I believe that God will help us. So till we meet again next time, I believe I'm going to make another video, especially on the issue I've mentioned about keys, about octaves and everything. So may the good Lord richly bless you. Bye bye.